Salamat tengang hari, apa kabar? Namasaya Janela Jaxi Arrieta. In English, good afternoon, how are you? My name is Janela Jaxi Arrieta. So that's how greetings done in Malay. So together with me is my group mate Marife Comision, and this afternoon we are going to explore Malaysia, specifically on its language planning and policy. So please be with us as we explore Malaysia. Did you know that Malaysia is a country located in Southeast Asia, known for its diverse culture, stunning landscapes, and vibrant mix of Malay, Chinese, Indian, and indigenous influences? Kuala Lumpur is its capital and largest city. Not only that, but Malays account for about 50% of the population, Chinese for nearly 24%, and Indians for 7%. Additionally, a diverse Malaysian country is home to a diverse 137 living languages. So, in order for us to know more about the language policies and planning of Malaysia, let us delve deeper into it through answering the questions. So, as what you can see here, we have the first question, which is what are the language policies in Malaysia? What is the status of English in this country, and in what domains is English used? It has been highly believed that Malaysia has a complex language policy due to its multicultural and multilingual society. The country recognizes Malay, also known as Bahasa Malaysia, as its official language, maintaining the widespread use of English as a second language, and preserving the country's linguistic diversity by supporting minority and indigenous languages. So, just like here in the Philippines, we also have our own official language, which is the Filipino. And like wherever we go, we are up to speak in this language in order to have attain better communication with one another or to the people we've spoken to. And now we proceed to the key policies include here. As what you can see from the slide, we have here the National Language Act 1967, which establishes Bahasa Malaysia as the official language of Malaysia. The Education Act 1996, which outlines the bilingual education policy with Bahasa Malaysia and English as mediums of instruction. The National Language Policy, which is aimed at strengthening Bahasa Malaysia while maintaining the use of English as a language for acquiring knowledge and global communication. And to answer the second question, on the other hand, English is considered as a second language in the Malaysian education system and is taught in all schools. And as what has been mentioned earlier, it is also used as a tool or like a medium for instruction. Now we proceed to the second question, which is English taught from primary to tertiary level? Why? How is the national language of the country cultivated along with English? So, English is widely taught in Malaysia from primary to tertiary levels. This is because of the Malaysia's historical background as a former British colony, which has influenced its educational system as well. Additionally, the global significance of English in business, education, and international relations further emphasizes the need to teach English in Malaysian schools. Not only that, it's because it has been believed that Malaysia is a multiracial country and English serves as a common language that bridges communication among different ethnic groups. Now, on the other hand, to answer the second question, the second part, how is the national language of the country cultivated along with English? So, the national language of Malaysia, which is Bahasa Malaysia or Malay, is also emphasized and nurtured within the country's educational system. Bahasa Malaysia is the medium of instruction in national schools and it is a compulsory subject as well in both primary and secondary education. And why is this nurtured? Why is this given value? And I think this is given value and this has been nurtured. It's because the system or like the government at the time really would love to promote and cultivate the national language, recognizing its importance in fostering national identity and unity. So just like here in the Philippines, although we are introduced to different languages, especially the second language, which is English. Still, we have our Filipino subject. It is still present even until today, and not only that, but we'll tackle another, which will be further explained later on. So to sum it up, the teaching of both English and Malay or Bahasa Malaysia supports the country's multilingual culture, which enables greater communication not just to one another but with global communication. All right. So in the previous slide, I wasn't really able to explain like everything, especially in what are the medium of instruction used in primary level, secondary level, and tertiary level. However, I just generalized everything. And right now, I think I felt the need to explain thoroughly because with this, I think we can somehow get an idea as to what are the medium of instruction used, and maybe somehow we can make some similarities in the Philippine context. So for the primary level, the medium of instruction is based on the categories to which the schools belong. And as what you can see here, we have national schools and national type schools, wherein in national schools, most of the students here are Malaysians, while in national type schools, the students here are of other nationality. So for the medium of instruction in national schools, it is Bahasa Melayu or Malay. However, on the other hand, the medium of instruction in national type schools could either be Chinese or Tamil. So Chinese is used commonly from, of course, by these Chinese people, and Tamil for Indians, depending upon its nationality. And for the secondary level, we have here the medium of instruction is Bahasa Malayo and English. So these two subjects are also core and compulsory for all the students. So Chinese, Tamil, and Arabic, these are also offered subjects in their in Malaysia. And now we'll proceed to the third one for the tertiary level. For the tertiary level, we have English is used as a primary medium of instruction for most private higher educational institutions. So let's say private schools in higher education. However, for the public universities in higher education, the medium of instruction used is mostly Bahasa Malayo or Malay, or let's say the national language they have. And for the postgraduate and doctoral studies, they are also taught in English. Now we proceed to the third question, which is what socio-political, economic, and historical factors have influenced the language policies of the country? Now we have socio-political factors. So, political considerations have also factored into language policy decisions. Here is what you can see: the controversial decision to switch the medium of instruction in science and mathematics from English to Bahasa Malaysia in 2012 was seen as a move to garner support from the Malay majority who were concerned about the dominance of English. So just like here in the Philippines, we are totally aware of this new curriculum about the mother tongue based language. Learning, and so I think the very main goal of this is not just to preserve the mother tongue language, but at the same time to assist learners in their learnings, because it seems like if they are if they are introduced to an instruction, and the medium used for instruction is what they're used to, or like the language that they're used to. So I think it would totally help them to understand everything, or like to easily comprehend such things. For the economic factors, uh, economic development and the demands of the global marketplace have been influential in shaping Malaysia's language policies. The need to attract foreign investment and foster international collaborations in areas such as research and education has also motivated policies to strengthen English proficiency. So, English is internationally recognized as the language of business, language of science, language of technology, and others. So, as such, proficiency in this language, in English language, is seen as a critical for Malaysia's competitiveness in the global economy. And for the third factor, which is historical factors, as what you can see here, as a former British colony, English was the language of administration in Malaysia, but not just language of administration, but I think it's also language for law, language of education during British rule. However, these only lasted until 1957. So after independence, there was a transition to Malay as the national language to assert national identity and to break away from colonial influence. So if I were to connect it with to our to Philippine context, probably I can say that we have also been colonized back then, and these people were also trying to influence us with their language and the cultures, with everything. However, Filipinos fought for their rights, and so because of their bravery, we were able to enjoy our national language now, which is Filipino. So I think for the historical factors here, language policies are often shaped by the desire to create a cohesive identity.
Now let's have the language planning philosophies that guide Malaysia on their language planning and policies. Multilingualism is deeply embedded in Malaysian society and culture because of the country's diverse ethnic makeup. The national language, Bahasa Malaysia, is spoken by almost all Malaysians as either a first or a second language. It plays a crucial role in fostering national unity by providing a common linguistic ground among the ethnically diverse population. The choice of Bahasa Malaysia as the national language was intended to promote national unity among the country's diverse ethnic groups. The aim was to provide a common language for all Malaysians while still recognizing and respecting the country's linguistic diversity. The balance between promoting a national language for unity and respecting linguistic diversity reflects Malaysia's rich multicultural identity and its pragmatic approach towards language policy. In this sense, language in Malaysia is more than just a communication tool. It is a means of fostering national unity and preserving cultural diversity. We also have language identity and language for socio-economic development. Language is a fundamental aspect of individual and collective identity. It carries the shared history, culture, values, and beliefs of a community, reflecting its unique worldview. In the context of Malaysia, language and identity are deeply interconnected due to the country's diverse ethnic composition. The Malaysian government's support for the maintenance and use of heritage languages in education is a testament to this connection. By endorsing Chinese and Tamil vernacular schools, the government recognizes the importance of these languages and acknowledges the unique identities of the Chinese and Indian communities in Malaysia. So, English as an international lingua franca plays a critical role in socio-economic development, particularly in a globalized world. Recognizing this, the Malaysian government has actively promoted English language proficiency among Malaysians. The significance of English for socio-economic development is multifaceted. Firstly, in the context of global commerce and trade, English is often the preferred language. Many multinational corporations, particularly those in the tech and science sectors, use English as their working language. As a result, proficiency in English opens economic opportunities both domestically and internationally for Malaysians. Language policies in Malaysia have been critical in shaping the country's national identity, fostering unity, and maintaining social integration amidst a diverse ethnic landscape. Malaysia's language planning and policies can be summarized under the following points. First, we have the promotion of Bahasa Malaysia. The Constitution of Malaysia declares Bahasa Malaysia or the Malay language as the national language. This policy has been integral in unifying the country's diverse ethnic groups while ensuring smooth administrative functioning. We also have the mother tongue education. Malaysia allows education in Chinese, Tamil, and Iban apart from Bahasa Malaysia and English. The country recognizes that mother tongue education is important for preserving ethnic identities and cultures. Then we have English language policy. English, despite not being the national language, is widely used in Malaysia, particularly in business and scientific communities. Malaysia and the Philippines have similarities in terms of language planning and policies. Malaysia and the Philippines have a history of colonization, which has profoundly impacted their language policies and practices. In Malaysia, British colonial rule, which lasted from the late 18th century until the mid 20th century, significantly influenced the country's language use and policies. English was introduced and used extensively in administration, education, and trade, leading to widespread adoption. After gaining independence, Malaysia made Bahasa Malaysia as their national language to foster a unified national identity. However, English has retained its, its importance due to the advantages it provides in global trade, academia, and diplomacy. Similarly, Spanish colonial and later American rule in the Philippines shaped the linguistic landscape. Spanish was the official language under Spanish rule, which lasted for over 3 centuries. However, the American colonial period in the early 20th century significantly impacted language policy. The Americans established the English as the medium of instruction in schools, leading to its widespread use and proficiency among Filipinos. The post-independence, the Philippines declared Filipino or based on Tagalog and English as the official languages. Like Malaysia, this was done to promote national unity and maintain the benefits of English proficiency in a globalized world. Despite these changes, English remains widely spoken and is commonly used in government, business, media, and education. We also have bilingual policy. Both Malaysia and the Philippines have bilingual policies. In the Philippines, the constitution provides for the use of Filipino and English as the official languages. Similarly, in Malaysia, Malaysia also uses Bahasa Malaysia and English. So Malaysia and the Philippines both recognized and supported using vernacular languages in education. Malaysia allows for the establishment of vernacular schools that provide education in Chinese or Tamil languages. At the same time, the Philippines has implemented the mother tongue based multilingual education or the MTB-MLA program, which promotes the use of local languages as a medium of instruction in the early grades. So these are the essential insights from our presentation. Malaysia and the Philippines share similarities in their language policies, highlighting the value of multilingualism in both nations. They recognize several languages, including Malay, English, Mandarin, and Tamil in Malaysia. and Filipino, English, and various regional languages in the Philippines. Their colonial histories significantly influenced their language usage, particularly the prominence of English, a legacy of British colonization in Malaysia and American colonization in the Philippines. Vernacular languages play a significant role in these countries, with Malaysia supporting vernacular schools teaching in Tamil or Mandarin, and the Philippines implementing the mother tongue-based multilingual education program promoting local languages in early education. Both countries have a national language, Bahasa Malaysia in Malaysia and Filipino in the Philippines, which is to promote national unity amid their diverse linguistic landscapes. And lastly, English is regarded as crucial for socio-economic development and is emphasized particularly in teaching science and mathematics. Education policies in both nations include English as a compulsory subject, supporting the teaching of other languages to preserve cultural heritage and foster global competitiveness.
All right. So, in addition, I'd also like to give emphasis on what makes Malaysia stand out, and that is its reputation for cultural diversity, which stems from its multicultural population. So, like the people living here are not just Malaysians, but it also include of people of other nationalities, say for example Chinese, Indians, Arab people, and others. So this country is home to a wide range of people, resulting in rich cultures. And not only that, but based on our research, Malaysia is a country that contains 137 living languages, and from that fact, we can conclude that Malaysia showcases linguistic diversity. So Bahasa Malaysia or Malay serves as the national language in this country, while English holds significant importance as a second language, often used as the medium of instruction in education. So this is the all about of the language planning and policies in Malaysia. I hope you guys learned something from us. Thank you for listening.